equals them reaching out to you more. That equals money. Hey curl friends, it's the Sincerely Asia, and I'm back at it again with another video. A few weeks ago I did an ask me on Instagram, and I asked for assumptions about me and I asked for questions. So the assumptions video has already been put up. I will link that in the cards. The questions that I got the most were about how do I pitch, and how do I partner with brands, and how much I get paid. So I made a list of my top 10 things that I wish I would have known in the very beginning. These are not all my own thoughts. I have done workshops with Impressions of Beauty. I have done classes with Mattie James. I will put Mattie James's Instagram below because I think she's also very helpful. I will put the influencer pay gap down below because I think they're also very helpful. Since this is a vlogmas, I'm actually editing today's vlog at the same time, so I'm going to upload this and then we're going to get into the video. Okay, back on track. So I made a list and we're going to just hop right into it. So my first thing that I put on here is a thing that I came up with all by myself that I think really helps me. I screenshot my successful statistics. So by that, there's going to come a time when you give your pitch, and before a brand asks, you should give them everything they need to know, so that they can get back to you as fast as possible with the decision. It helps to decrease the back and forth and get money in your pocket faster. So your successful stats as far as Instagram goes would be your insights. If you have a really good day on Instagram, a day where your engagement is really high, a day where your following shoots up, I screenshot my best days, or the days when I notice that my insights have had a really good jump. So when it's time for me to pitch to a brand, I can just send straight over my engagement and my insights. It gives them one less thing to be confused about. They're already getting a snapshot of how far my content can reach if they partner with me. There is an app called Phalanx. It's Phalanx. It does cost money, but you get it for 30 days for free, and then you can cancel it, which is what I did. It tells you all of your stats. So I waited until I got a really good week on Instagram up, and then I went through, I made an account on that app, and I screenshotted all of my stats. So the next thing that I put is for just starting out influencers. If you really want to go ahead and get your feet wet, your engagement is not that high, you're just starting to create content that looks like it can be monetized, I think there's nothing wrong with taking unpaid partnerships. Now this is a very touchy subject because a lot of influencers will say don't do unpaid work because it makes brands feel like they can reach out to bigger influencers and try to do product in exchange for content. And you know that you don't have statistics to send them that are have a wow factor, and you don't have content to send them that is super engaging or super just fantastic, then I think there's nothing wrong with just pitching yourself as I would love to work with you, blah blah blah. Don't say specifically I want to exchange products for content, but you leave it open for when they do respond for them to either say sure, we'd love to work with you, we'll send you over products. Usually it's like on a no strings attached type thing. That's my preferred method when I was doing unpaid. I like no strings attached because you don't have to post it. You're literally just getting free product. And while you're doing that unpaid content, if a brand reaches out to you, in no way does that mean you're pitching yourself as a product for content influencer. If another brand reaches out to you and they want to work with you, you let them know, like, here is my rate card. The next thing that I wrote is have a rate card to send and aim high. So in the very beginning, when I first started pitching, I never had my media kit or my rate card ready. I never knew what that was until, I want to say, at least like 5 or 6 months after I started. Thus far, I haven't had any brand that I wanted to work with that I've sent them my media kit, my rate card, and my statistics that hasn't given me a counter offer. Number 4. Oh, and before we get into number 4, on that rate card, aim high. Whatever Social Blue Book is telling you to charge, like, add tax, sweetheart. Like, if Social Blue Book tells you to charge $200 for an Instagram post, charge $350. Always add tax, because most of the time, like I said, these brands are going to give you a counter offer. So number 4 is research the brand. When it comes time to pitch, so when you're doing the product for content exchange, by all means, you can really send out a generic pitch, like where you are just changing out the brand's name and like a few keywords, adding in a little pizzazz here and there, but you have like pretty much a template just to get the product in your hand, because that's really what you want. You want the product so you can create more content, so you can have more exposure. But when it comes to like actually getting ready to get paid, you need to research the brand and you need to know things about the brand. Read their mission statement. If you've researched the brand and you have like things to say about the brand, then they're going to be more likely to be excited to work with you, because they know that your content is going to be detailed and beneficial for them to use. Right? You're not just doing a product post, something that they could have done themselves. You're actually excited to work with them, so it's going to show in your content. Number 5 is make a unique offer. Now this comes for when you're trying to get paid. No more of the generics. Like, we are down to business typing out a specific message to that brand. It doesn't have to be long, specifically being unique in how you pitch yourself. So I would say something like, hey such and such, I hope this email finds you well. My Curlfriends over in my platform have told me amazing things about your products or your apparel or your whatever. And after doing some research of my own, I have found that our brands are in sync. It's like you're talking to a friend, but you're also keeping it like professional, but it's fun to read. I would want to continue reading something like that. I learned that from Mattie James. It was something that she put out during her Pitch Please, just to make sure that you have a unique pitch, that it doesn't sound so rehearsed, because no one wants to feel like a number. But when it comes to making a unique offer, the way to get paid the most, this is something I just recently found out, is packaging yourself. When you pitch yourself to a brand, make sure you're presenting all of your deliverables and showing them how much it's better for them to book you for multiple things. So the next thing is to follow up professionally. So if you reach out to a brand, and I will give you guys a perfect example, a real life example. I wanted to work with Bite for a minute now. I was going to buy it myself. I said to myself, just reach out to them. If they don't reach out to you, back out to you by this date, then leave it alone. You're gonna purchase it anyway. This is what you decided to do. It was a Christmas present to myself. So basically, I reached out to Bite. Let me give y'all a real date. So I reached out to Bite on for the first time on October 11th. And I asked them, do they have a point of contact for influencers? I would love to work with them. They said hello, and they sent me a application link to like just go into their database. So when the time did come for them to start picking influencers, I will already be in there. Now, those kind of things tend to kind of be like, to me, they're pointless. I waited a month, and then I said, hello, I connected my account to your network. I look forward to hearing from Bite. I would love to work with you guys. So that was in November. I received a response 2 days later and said, "Hi, did you have any questions we can answer for you?" So then I was like, I don't know if this is an automatic message, but I'm going to take it and run with it. I said, I attempted to submit an influencer application. I put access to all my platforms on there, but I haven't heard anything back. And so then they sent me an actual, like, an email of a person. So then I emailed that person on this past Sunday. That person reached out to me this Monday, and now I'm going to be working with them. I just did a nice follow-up. You're not nagging. You're not saying they don't owe you anything, but you're letting them know that you're interested. I will say that a professional follow-up has helped me several times in the past, and it just helped me just recently. So it's always good to follow up about things that you know you want. The next one is to talk to other influencers. I think that it's very important to build a village around yourself of people who are like you, who have the same interests as you do, who have the same mindset as you do, and then someone to just be able to bounce ideas off of. It's just good to have influencers around you to discuss influencer topics, to make sure these brands aren't getting over on you, and to make sure that you just have a like-minded person to shoot like-minded ideas on. You never know what can unlock your creativity, and being around someone creative as well could be the thing. And also having other influencer friends as well, they can give you advice on how to pitch to brands. You can give them your advice, and you guys can come together and just get like a super pitch going, like one that just can't be messed with. So the next one I put is have an aesthetic that's pleasing to the eye and be cohesive. So this doesn't involve like you don't have to have like a perfectly cohesive page. Trust me, I've tried over and over again, time and time again, to make my page look like super influencery, and it just doesn't work for me. I just can't. I always fall off. There'll always be like a good time that I want to post, and I'll just post it and mess up the whole thing. So all that you need to do is make sure that you're only posting content that is clear and that looks professional and crisp. Like, at this point, you're not just posting just to post. For what you're pitching for, your content adds up to that. Second to last is to tag. When you're first starting out, the most important thing, if you want to work with these brands, tag them. When I used to wear my natural hair only all the time, I always tagged so many different brands on my natural hair. So tag all the brands that you can. If I wear a sweater from Target, I'm going to tag Target. If I have a hair tie from Forever 21 on my head, I'm going to tag them. Always tag repost pages. For me, my content is mostly hair, so I'm tagging all the hair pages I can find. Natural hair girl problems, natural chicks, I'm tagging curl. I'm tagging all these hair pages because that's exposure. Exposure equals brand seeing you more. Brand seeing you more equals them reaching out to you more. That equals money. And the last one is you might have to spend a little money to make a lot of money. It adds credibility to you if you purchase the product. It adds credibility to your audience that you're not constantly having something that says sponsored, because that means they'll never know if you would really buy it yourself or not. There's nothing wrong with making that sacrifice because it's going to come back around like 7 times out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks on how to pitch to a brand, how to get paid, and that's all that I have. Thank you so much for watching and rocking with me through Vlogmas, and we will see you in the next one.